short film. Does that mean that you're directing it, writing it?
Yes, I wrote it, produced it, starring in it, and co-directing.
You couldn't find no more work to do?
Oh, I love it.
You was like busy.
Be so busy. I love it. I've prayed for this.
Wow.
And it's finally happening.
So once again, you wrote it, you directed it, you starred in it,
Yes.
and you produced it.
Yes, but I'm co-directing.
You're co-directing it.
Yes.
And is this is this a real movie, or is this like
This is a real
like
movie.
some Spanky and Alfalfa type stuff
No,
behind
this is a real movie. We just shot at Delphi, where I met you.
Yeah.
We just shot there Saturday night.
Really?
Yes.
And what's this movie about?
It's about a female food carrier delivering at night to make ends meet.
Okay.
She's late on her rent, and the dangers of a female being out at midnight delivering to crazy people, basically.
Wow. In Los Angeles,
Yes,
obviously.
all the crazy people are out at night.
And the actors are playing these crazy characters
Yes.
like you might see in a Scorsese type of
Yes,
level. Like they've taken it to extremes.
Yes.
Quentin Tarantino-esque.
Exactly.
And that's interesting. And so is this a family?
This is a family movie. I would definitely say it's a PSA as well.
Okay.
It's to spread awareness.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
People need to know that.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. Are we rolling?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Oh, I gotta
Because
repeat
I want
that.
to. No, we're actually doing audio.
Okay.
We record every show.
Okay.
We record the audio because I have a radio show as well.
Awesome.
And so we can use the audio portions of these and turn it into a completely separate show if we want to. We don't have to, but if we want to, we can. You know what I mean?
My hair is a little wild because this is how it is in the
Yo.
film. Thank you. Thank you.
I want to make sure. I want to make sure I'm getting me good. Okay, good. I like it. I like it a lot. So that's cool. And so we're going to talk about that. Now, usually I open up with some kind of a lead-in thing. Like I might talk about the whole expansion of black filmmakers.
Okay.
I just recently saw Get Out. It took me longer than everybody else to finally see it.
Yeah.
But I just saw that like last week.
And that was one of my inspirations.
It was a great movie. It was a great movie. And it was really great to see black people not being subjugated as slaves or drug dealers. Like, you know, here's a movie with black people in it, and guess what?
Yeah.
Nobody's selling drugs.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
It's like, wow, check you out.
And I mean, even though they took over the bodies of these characters, it's like they're okay with being that.
But that
skin
was
color.
funny. That was funny. Like the main guy who was he was kind of like the hardcore street thug had turned into the, not to pick on Beverly Hills, but he turned into the Beverly Hills version of, you know, it was very funny. Yeah.
Very proper.
Yes, extremely funny. I thought that was a nice little twist. Like, wow, check that out.
Yeah.
But, hey man, it's the Ace Michaels Show. Welcome aboard. We're about to do this thing. Come along and ride on a fantastic voyage. I got to do legal now. Fantastic voyage, not to be you. Okay, so you can't use that, people. Yeah, let's get the mumbo jumbo out of the way. Listen, if you ever want to be on the show, you're welcome to be on. All you got to do is contact us. You can email us. You can call us. You can take a blanket and some fire and smoke signal that thing. We'll see it. Trust me on that. And that's what's up. Today, my guest is a writer, producer, actress, director of a film that she came up with her own concept. So she really conceptualized it as well. Yes. Welcome to the show for the first time, my guest. And she's going to blow your mind. I already know. Candice Callins is here. Candice, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
It is my pleasure, darling. So let's get right into it with seriously, you wrote a movie?
Yes.
Starred in a movie?
Yes.
Directed, co-directed?
Co-directed.
And produced a movie?
Yes.
Why you want to do that?
I want to do it all. I'm tired of waiting around for roles. You know, constantly submitting, looking for good agents to represent me, and it's not moving fast enough for me. Yes, I understand patience is
You're
key.
pretty angry to be so cute. I'm
angry.
I'm trying to I'm like, good Lord, this woman is going crazy.
It's like you want this since you were 6 years old.
Right.
You know, it's I don't want to wait. My time is now. And in order to make things happen quicker, you have to get your work out quicker. But how do you get your work out quicker if nobody's casting you? If you're, if it's moving too slow. So you have to make your own roles, start it and do it, put it out there, get more work, you know?
Now, I started off my career in show business in the music business, right? And back in the day, in the music business, if you had gone out and said, I'm going to write my own album, I'm going to produce my own album, blah, 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 finance it, blah, 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 there was a time when people would kind of look at you like, oh, so you can't get seen by anybody.
I feel like it's still like that.
Really? So you think as an independent filmmaker, are people still looking at you like, oh, so nobody wants to pick you up?
I mean, in a way, it's a little different in filmmaking.
It's like that. Yeah.
People kind of see it as, wow, she's doing something. You know, when they look at an actor, actress, they're like, okay, well, I haven't seen her in anything. Can she really call herself, an actor? But now that I'm posting stuff, I'm on set, they're like, okay, she's working. They don't really necessarily understand, did she write this? Did she put herself in? They just see I'm on set and I'm working. But I feel like it's kind of biased, because if a rapper sends you a link, like check out my SoundCloud, everyone's gonna say, okay, so he's just making beats.
It's like when it's like when you see the kid out on the street selling his CDs, which why he's still selling CDs is a mystery to me.
Right.
Can't nobody play a CD, homie.
Right.
Okay. But anyway, that's a whole nother show. But it draws to my mind, like, how good is it?
Yeah.
Like, really? If you're selling it yourself out on the street, is it dope?
Yeah.
Like, you think it's dope because you listen to it, but the rest of us might not think so.
Yeah.
But obviously your movie is dope. So you made this movie.
Dope.
There's nothing wrong with the movie. There's nothing wrong with the quality of the movie because you made it.
Yes.
What are the challenges of making your own film?
Running it and being in it.
Really?
So trying to, get my lines together, get into character, but also looking at the lights, looking at the camera, making sure I don't care how ugly I look, but that I look good within the lights, look good to tell the story,
So then what was your process? How did you work it out? Because that's a good point that you bring up. Like, it's one thing to set up the lights and film somebody else, but to be constantly thinking in the back of your mind, how much battery time do we have left? Okay, and blah, 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 and all these other things that you must think about if you're directing it and producing it.
Right.
Right? How much longer do we have the space for?
Right.
Right.
And we've ran into those issues. And we filmed at Delphi Greek Restaurant and Bar, which is a really nice restaurant. And they were so helpful. They had an employee there till 3 in the morning while we filmed, but he was getting a little antsy, and we were going over time. So that's always the challenge of, we can't go back and do reshoots there. We've already, stayed longer than we're supposed to. So it's like, we got to get this shot. We have to get this shot. And it's hard because it never runs on schedule in film.
Right. So you're thinking about the technical aspects of things while you're also trying to stay in character. Do you have a process that you used in order to help you do that?
I just have to be in character while I'm running the set. Already focused, already there, and make sure it looks good. And that's why I have a co-director, Armin Nasseri, who you're going to be interviewing.
My boy.
Yeah. So
Holla.
he's been really helpful so that he can be behind the camera, and then I can just double check, make sure it looks good. Yes, let's shoot it. Let's go.
But would it be any different than working on, not to pick on Warner Brothers, so we'll say Splorner Brothers.
Yeah.
Would it be any different working on a set with 500 people running around? I mean, you still have to. You still have the challenge of trying to be in character while you've got all these people watching you and doing things, and stuff is going on.
Exactly. And
it's
I think
tough
that
to be an
could
actor.
be a little more hectic because then you do have 10 people in your face, like,
right. And you don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
By the way, you're like, what is he looking at me? So why are y'all whispering?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's a little different because the set is a little bit smaller. We only have one person for makeup, one person for sound, one person for lights. So it's just one person, and they kind of step out the way, let us do our thing.
Right. And so there you have that.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that's one of the challenges. And then the money. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Homie, there's an elephant in this room.
It really
we got to talk about this money. Where does money coming from, pimpin'?
And that's the hardest part when you produce your own work. You have to come out of pocket. especially for a short film, you are not going to make that money back.
And I'm trying to get in pocket. That's
yeah,
where I'm at.
Yeah, you
I ain't
want
trying to come
increase.
out
You
pocket.
don't,
I want money coming in.
And that's the hardest part. So, you know, you really have to want this career. This has to be what you dream about from the time you wake up to in your dreams when you're asleep. You know, this has to be something you really want, because you're going to lose a lot of money in the beginning. I mean, being a struggling actor in itself, not making anything, but constantly putting out headshots and getting prints and getting your hair done and makeup and everything just to keep this brand and appearance up. And it's like you're not really receiving anything until you actually book something big, which doesn't happen overnight. You have to do these small independent roles until you can get to that point to be, you know, Angela Bassett. But look how long that's going to take. You know?
Look how long it took her.
Yeah.
And why people think it's going to take them less time than the people who have spent and invested 20 years into trying to get there. And now you're just going to get there?
Exactly.
Really?
And that's why a lot of people don't understand. They think that, oh, you're good, right? So why aren't you bigger right now, you know? It's taking too long.
That's my pet peeve to hear, by the way. I hate when people go, oh, you're so good, you should be signed.
Yeah.
You're so good, you should be. It's like,
it doesn't happen
none of that has anything to do with me. I don't get to decide how, because I'm so good, that doesn't mean I get to decide who's going to book me or who's going to give me a job. Like, why would it?
I just believe everything happens in due time. You know, everything is preparing me. Each step that I'm doing it's building me for that moment. And then when it happens, you know, there's no turning back. I'm there, and it's going up, you know? So it's just, I'm happy with my process. But there's certain people that doubt, you know, just like in any career, you know, what's taking so long? How come you're not making money? Oh, you're broke? Oh, well, why are you in this career? You need to do something that makes money. Oh, you're wasting your time. You know, I've heard it all, and I keep staying focused, keep being persistent. This is what I want to do. Do you think I'm doing this because I think it's cute to be broke?
Right. You know what's funny to me is when people say this thing where they go, you know, you say to somebody, you go, hey, have you ever done any acting?
Yeah.
They go, oh, no, but I think I could do it.
Everybody thinks they can act.
And it's like, wait a minute, what makes you think you do it?
Yeah.
Oh, and they'll justify. They'll say, well, you know, because I'm a waitress. Basically, I'm acting every day.
Oh.
No. No. You ain't remotely acting. Just because you're a waitress doesn't. How about this? How about if I say, how would you like to pilot this commercial airline? And you say the same thing. Oh, yeah, I think I could do it.
Yeah.
Why? Because you watched the movie Airplane 3 times?
Right.
You can't just jump into a career. Like, acting is a craft.
Exactly.
It's not something you just do.
And even within that craft, there's different genres. Not every actor can do comedy. Not every actor can do horror.
That's
you know,
right.
action, thriller. It's just so many levels to acting, and people don't understand that. They think it's so easy. Oh, when you say action, you just do this emotion. It's not that easy.
Right.
And it's so frustrating. It is a craft.
And especially when people are watching. Now, did you take acting classes in LA?
Yes, I took acting classes. I went to school for acting. And ever since I was, I think about 6, 7 years old, this is all I can imagine myself doing.
Candice, what's up with acting classes? Like, how come, like, so many of my friends go to acting classes. First off, they go at like 7 o'clock in the evening and they get done at like 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
They're always involved in a relationship with somebody from their acting class. They're always crying. They're like, yeah, I was at acting class last night and I had to deal with some issues. Like, what is going on inside of acting class where people are going through all this stuff?
If it's a really good teacher, they will bring out that emotion from you, and you'll be there all night. My favorite acting class was Bobby Chan's Expressions Unlimited, and same thing. We were there from 7 p.m. till about 2 in the morning, just pulling out emotions.
What are y'all doing? What takes so long?
It's like if you have to bring that out as an actor, it just won't happen. You know, so I remember Bobby Chance's husband, he was pushing me. He just kept making me angry to the point where I just exploded. I was so frustrated. And I was angry. I was like, I'm never coming back to this class again. But then I realized what that did to me and what that brought out of me as an actor.
And you're paying for this?
And I'm paying for it. It's weird. Acting is just a weird job that we want to be frustrated. We want to cry. We want to give you the best on-camera experience.
Right.
But then what does that do to us emotionally?
Right. It can't be cute. Wow. Far out. Okay, so tell us about what's the name of the movie and how do you plan to do now the distribution of this film? Are you going to do social media thing? Are you going to get it in some theaters? Like, because nowadays you have to think about all the aspects.
Yes.
You can't just make a movie.
Yes.
Right? You got to think about how to market it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, the name of the movie is called The Carting Call, about a female food carrier delivering at night to make her rent by morning. So she encounters a little bit of craziness throughout the night because all the freaks come out at night. And she enters into an unknown city called St. Rita, and she experiences some craziness. So make sure you check that out.
I like the title.
The Carting Call. It means the delivery lure.
I do like the title. Yeah, that's good.
It's pretty, we take it there to the level of real life, of what can actually happen at night in Hollywood, in this St. Rita area, which is right there where Nichols Canyon is. It's a fictional area.
Yeah.
And it's a public service announcement also to let you know it's, as a female especially, delivering at midnight. That's dangerous.
No, I'm glad you bring that up. You know, I was just having a conversation with some females. And the thing is, we live in very different worlds, you and I. You know, like me as a guy, I know that I could go anywhere I want any time of day, and I don't really worry. And I'm a big guy, too. So I don't worry that if a car is pulling up slowly behind me, I just figure they need directions.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just give them directions.
Right.
But you got to be concerned about a whole nother level of game than that, right? So let's talk about that. How do you cope? Because like I said, I live in a completely different world. To me, I don't know what to relate that to.
And that's exactly why in the film, my character, Robin, she disguises herself as a guy at one point in the movie because she delivers to a studio and all these guys make her feel very uncomfortable. So she realizes to survive the night, because she needs the money. She's not doing it for fun. She's doing it because she needs to make ends meet. So she puts on her ex-boyfriend's clothes that are in her trunk and puts on a hat, a hoodie, and some basketball shorts and just trying to survive the night just to make her ends meet.
Well, let me ask you something. Real talk. Like, do women need men? Like, it seems like in a woman's world, there's this ogre, this ominous thing, like the mans.
Yes.
And the mans start wars, and the mans are always, you know, somebody gets shot at a school, it's a man.
Yeah.
Somebody gets, it's always a man's stuff. And if I was a woman, I mean, I would get to a point where I'd be like, look, seriously? This is getting ridiculous. Like everything that's bad in our world, they're going to tell us whether we have abortions. They're going to tell like all this stuff is man stuff. I'm tired of it. Like what really? Do you girls get together and have like a little chat in the ladies' room? Like 6 more minutes and it's on.
Definitely. But
Revolution! Viva la revolution!
Personally, I just feel like it is a guy's world and it's like it's kind of catered to men. But I don't need a guy to be in my career and do my thing and be independent. I want to be independent within myself before I'm with someone else.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And it's just, it's like you said, if I'm walking down the street at 1 a.m. and a car is pulling up slowly, it's not a good thing. It's a guy being a pig. Or it's just not, and that just happened after set on Saturday night. Me and my 2 girlfriends were standing outside and a car pulls up real slow and it's these guys like trying to hit on us at 2 a.m. You know, thank goodness it was 3 of us, but it's just not safe at night.
I'll tell you a funny real story. So we were working on a music video, my buddy and I, and he's a director and he just happens to drive a van because he was carrying all his stuff in his little minivan. He's got all his cameras and all that stuff in there. So we're driving down Sunset Boulevard, and we see this girl. She's attractive. And he says, you know what? We should ask her if she wants to be in the video tomorrow.
Oh.
And I was like,
That's interesting.
He's like, no, I'm going to just pull over and ask her. And I was like, I don't think you should, bro, really. And so he goes, well, what would be the big deal? He goes, we just pull over, ask her if she wants to be in a music video. And I said, she's probably not going to believe us because we're 2 black guys pulling up in a van, you know, in the middle of Sunset. She's walking in her little boy shorts. She's probably not going to appreciate that. And he goes, no, but I'll just show her that I've got all the camera gear in the back of the van, and then she'll know we're legitimate. Yeah, right. That's really gonna freak her out, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But we shouldn't have to live in a world where we have to worry about that, but that is the reality of our world, right? So how do you deal with that reality, that everything has to do with being feminine enough or non-feminine enough, or, you know, if you come by, is she too revealing or less revealing, or, you know?
And that always bothers me, because if I want to wear a short skirt, I should be able to. And
Me too. That's
you
what I'm
too,
saying.
right?
Me too, homie.
Right?
I like to wear a short skirt. I ain't no prude.
And it just sucks, because that's what makes us feel beautiful.
Right.
You know, but if it's too revealing, or, you know, we feel too beautiful and something happens, you know, it's always going to be blamed on, well, why did she wear that? You know, she was revealing too much. She was doing too much. That was on her. And that's not fair. We should be able to wear what we want and feel beautiful.
Yeah. So what would we do to change that? I know the problem. What would our solution be? That what thing could we do to change that?
And honestly, I don't know, because it's not going to change the fact that guys don't know how to contain, well, most guys don't know how to contain themselves when they see legs out or chest out, you know? And it's, until they change that, I don't think it's gonna change. It's
like that the animated comic where the wolf sees the lamb and the eyes come popping out in 3D. Baruga, Baruga. Right?
But you know, I wish it could be like cartoons where, okay, their eyes get big, but then nothing happens in a cartoon. It's just like, oh, okay, I want to be with you, but I'm not going to try to like harm you. You know, I'm not going to be extra persistent, you know.
I always tell my ladies, I am sexual, but I ain't a predator, baby. Yeah. That's what's up. So, Candice, how do we reach you if we want to stalk you pleasantly on social media? What do we do next?
Please stalk me on Instagram at Candice Callins, and as well on Facebook at my professional page at Candice Callins Official, and my personal page, Candice Callins.
That is what's up, man. It's the Ace Micheals Show. Listen, if you give equal opportunity to everyone, then guess what? That means you'll get equal opportunities too. Yeah. You know what I say at the end of every show, and I still mean it, man. I want to thank my guest, Candice Callins.
Thank you so much.
And it's the Ace Micheals Show. Live the life you love the life you live. Thank